Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I have a huge list of videos that I need to get done. I have a ton of video suggestions made by everyone from Instagram. I get so many messages all the time saying different videos that I should do. And so this is like my top video right now is my makeup brushes and what brushes that I use or brushes I like. And so I'm gonna get that done for you guys so you know what kind of brushes that I use. So the first brush set that I'm gonna talk about is the more affordable one that I have, and this is my BH Cosmetics, I think 12 piece, or no, this is the 11 piece pink polka dot set. It's actually called the pink polka dot set on the BH Cosmetics website. This was $15 and there's 11 brushes in here, and I use every single one of these brushes all of the time. Like, this is probably one of my favorite brush sets, and it's so cheap. Right now, I think everything is like 40% off, but BH Cosmetics always has huge sales going on. I don't really know why, but every time that I go on their website, there's always like 50% off, 60% off, 40% off, like huge sales. So that's really nice. I'll also put all the links down below where I got these brushes so you guys can just click on them and go shop there so it's easier for you. So the second brush set that I'm going to talk about is a little bit more of an expensive one. This is one that I splurged on and asked for as a birthday present, and it was like $85 I want to say, somewhere around that. This is the Sedona Lace light pink brush set. This has 12 brushes in it, and I also use this brush set all the time, and I really wanted it because it was really cute. I'm sorry, but I just really wanted a light pink brush set, and I saw someone using this one time and I was like, oh my god, I have to have it. I asked for it as my birthday present last year, and I use all of these brushes all of the time. The most frequent one that I use is this little concealer brush. I'm sure you guys recognize it in my videos, but I use it for carving out my eyebrows, carving out my lips, anything that has to do with like precision with concealer. I'm all up on this brush. So yeah, this brush set is really nice. It has a variety of everything that you would need. It has a big powder brush, a stipple brush, a contour blush brush, whatever you want to call it, a foundation brush, a flat shader brush, an angle shader brush, a buffer brush, a dense shader brush, a concealer brush, an angled brush, a dome brush, and then an even smaller dome brush for like lipstick or something. So it has literally everything that you would need in like a small compacted brush set, and it's cute. So I don't know, I think it's worth it. Okay, so the third brush set type brush set I think is like my most frequently asked about brushes. They're really weird. I don't know if if you haven't seen them before, you're gonna ask, oh my god, are they spoons? No, they're not spoons. These are brushes. These are the Artis brushes, and I think they're really new. I don't know if they're new or not, but they just all of a sudden got really popular. And I featured them in one of my videos on Instagram, and everyone went insane. Everybody thought I was putting on foundation with a spoon, and I'm here to clarify that this is not a spoon. I'm gonna kind of review these really quickly because everyone asks me what I think of them, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't mean to offend anybody or anything like that who does like these brushes, but this is just my honest opinion. I don't think they're worth the money. I'm sorry. Because this brush alone is like $65 on the Artis brush website. Tongue twister. So this is a really expensive brush. The one that I would suggest out of all of these is this one. It's pretty good. It's used for foundation. It's used for a quick application, which is awesome. Like if you're into heavy foundations and full coverage, this would probably be a good brush for you. I use this on occasion. It's really soft, super dense. But one of the things that I don't like about it is it's so dense that when you use it to put on your face, it tugs at your skin a lot. So these are the three smaller brushes. The one on this one right here is for like a thinner application of makeup. So your eyebrows, your lipstick. This second one is a like small circular brush, and I think you can use that for lipstick or like a precision eyeshadow that you would need to apply. And then this one right here is the bigger of the smaller brushes, and I personally use that for concealer or buffing out any eyeshadows that you need. I personally do not recommend any of these. I'm really big on blending. I think every makeup artist is. It's a really important key to makeup, and blending is only achievable with a certain type of brush. So my favorite brush to blend with, you guys have seen it a million times if you watch my tutorials. So my favorite blending brush is this one. It's the one from Sedona Lace I showed you before. It's in all of my videos pretty much. I use it for everything that comes to blending, and it works really well because it's big, it's fluffy, and it's not dense. All of these brushes from Artis are super dense, so they're not very good for blending. Personally, I would not recommend these for eyeshadows. Just putting it out there. But this one would be good for foundation if you're needing to speed up your time with foundation, if you're needing something to really buff it out, something to like really get in there, and if you like soft things, if you want to blow $65, go for it. But yeah, that's my opinion on those brushes. I'm not gonna go any further into it. Okay, so another brand of brushes that's really good and cheap and you can buy at drugstores is the Real Techniques brushes. These have been my day one brushes. These were the first brushes that I started out with. And I think this, no. Actually, that's a lie. My Eco Tools brush was my very first brush, but I'll get to that in a second. But these I've had forever, and they have been like my go-to brushes. They are essential for beginners or anybody that doesn't want to spend a ton of money on brushes. These are awesome because they're great quality and you can get them at any drugstore. I got mine at Freddy's, so I think you can get them at any drugstore, but they're not expensive at all. Okay, another brush set that you can get at any drugstore, I think, these are Eco Tools. They look wooden and, you know, eco-friendly. And these have actually been my day one brushes. This was my very first brush that I had ever used when I started makeup, which was like 5 years ago or something, and I still use it. You see in all my videos, if you watch my tutorials before, you've seen that I use this for all my powders, for blending stuff out. It's really good. It's really fluffy. It's really nice. And these are pretty good too. These are really good for blending because they're like in between dense and not dense. And they're very fluffy. And so they're good for blending, especially for beginners. And yeah, these are really cheap at the store too. I think they're cheaper than Real Techniques. Okay, so the last brush set that I'm going to talk about is, it's not really a set. Sigma Beauty sent me these for free, so I'm going to review these a little bit because they did send these to me and I want to be honest about it. So first I'm going to talk about price. These are a little bit more spendier. They're kind of the same as my Sedona Lace brushes. So this brush alone is $20. I don't use it all the time. I do use my sponges over my brushes most of the time. I'm guilty of that, but yeah, this is a good brush. I would say that it is worth its money. And so these little eyeshadow brushes, I think you can get a set of these or ones like these for about $40. Their little eyeshadow brush sets range from like $35 to like $55. If you think that's expensive, you don't have to do it, whatever, I don't know. I do use these little brushes all the time. I think you probably see them in my videos. So I think those brushes are worth the money. They are a little spendy, so if you're not wanting like super high quality brushes, the Eco Tools or the Real Techniques or the BH Cosmetics brushes that I talked about before are really good alternatives. So I highly recommend those. Okay, so lastly, I'm gonna talk about the sponges that I've used before. I have never used the actual beauty blender before, but it's $20, so I don't wanna like spend that much on a sponge. So I turned to a cheaper alternative. I first got my first sponge from BH Cosmetics. I think they call it the Beauty Blender. I don't really know. But it's their only sponge that they have, and it only comes in purple, I think. And it's $4, so that's my kind of deal. But I highly recommend this sponge. This is like my go-to sponge. It's my favorite one ever. I use it all the time, everywhere, every day, all the time. And then the second sponge that I'm gonna be talking about is the contour sponge. The contour sponge was sent to me a long time ago. They sent me 3 different sponges, and I'm on my last one right now. And this one's pretty similar to the Real Techniques sponge. If you haven't seen that, it's pretty much the same shape. It's like the same shape of the Beauty Blender right here, and then it flattens out right here. And you can use this for the larger parts of your face, which I do. I use the flat part to do my foundation, and then I'll switch over to the pointy part and do like my concealer around my nose. It has a little bit different of a texture than this one, but they both work really well. I highly recommend both of these. I've heard the Beauty Blender is really, really good, so if you want to spend $20 on a sponge, go for it. I might get one myself just to see what all the hype is about, but yes, that's my opinion on sponges. So that is pretty much all of my brushes that I use currently. I have a lot more that I've kind of outgrown. I don't really like anymore. They're really cheap, not good. They're not lasting me very well. But for right now, this is what I use. I'm in love with all my brushes. They work very good for me. And yes, I hope this answered all of your questions. I hope you guys are happy with this video because I've gotten a ton of questions on my brushes. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you like and subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!